Well, I'm gonna second Cheryl's motion because you gonna pay me now or you can pay me later and make it kind of nasty, so. I think you
What?
owe the money that you got billed for it.
If you haven't seen the report, I don't know how you can possibly,
There was no
Say
limit,
that.
no limit put on it.
so you're fine with someone investigating something that they were not contracted with to do? The
We
contract is
don't
very
know
simple.
who she invested, who she asked to see or any of that stuff. And per former deputy supervisor, I was told that was confidential, not even the board could see her comments on the credibility of the people she interviewed.
Judy, can I speak?
Mhm.
I have a copy of that in my hand. You were part of it, the Levecs were part of it, and
And
so
how
were
did
the
you get a
towners.
copy of it?
You don't need to worry about that. So don't sit there and tell me that you don't know and that nobody knows anything about this. Because Judy Graham and I were subject to it. It had nothing to do with that bullying and harassment that was against Martha and Judy.
You have no idea who she interviewed. who
I
she-
do, it says so right here,
Well,
and
I
it says
wonder how
what you
you got
have.
that.
And it
Because if the
says what
board-
you've said.
It has your name in it, saying that you gave a report.
That's confidential information.
Well, I
Yeah,
have
I
it
can
is.
report.
And
If
why
someone
would you want
asks
to
me, if
interview-
she interviews me regarding someone that was sexual harassment or harassment,
It wasn't about that. No, it wasn't
No, it
about
wasn't.
that.
Yes,
This is
it
part
was.
of
No, it's
me.
not, Cheryl, it doesn't say anything in here about sexual harassment.
it's
Well, if we're gonna
harassment.
discuss this in public meeting, then I
Yeah.
hope that the supervisor would let us know what's going on, since she apparently, according
No,
to
she didn't
Cindy.
give it to me, that's
No.
not how I obtained
D-
it.
It's
Don't,
part of
don't
the
make
lawsuit.
assumptions, Nancy, that you don't know anything about.
Well-
And don't accuse me of something that you don't know
But maybe
anything
this is an
about.
executive session.
No, it's not an executive session. This is
Then
money
explain
that's
to the
being
rest of
paid
us
by
what
the
it's about.
taxpayers. I'm
Explain.
explaining it.
Okay.
A report was done that was not covered under the contract, the only contract I have from Triple Track. I want to know who authorized that contract. Someone had to have authorized them to do a supplemental report, which is what they did.
And the lady that did the interviewing named you people.
But she interviewed us. She had to interview us.
She didn't have to interview you to do anything with me or Judy, we weren't part of any of that.
She may have asked us questions. She may have
Based
seen,
on what
she
grounds?
may have
Because there
seen
was no-
videos.
You know what, Stephanie, I have the right to speak. You speak when you feel the need to question things.
Mm-hmm.
I have the right to do the same thing.
I would like to know how you have confidential information.
It
How
isn't
does the rest of you
confidential.
get confidential information? There's a lot of it going around.
Where?
lately.
It's
Doesn't
my
matter.
opinion that the confidentiality went out the window when Mr. Wise shared the
David
report
Jeopardy.
via email with the entire
Yeah.
board.
Well, then share it with the public. We're paying for it.
I don't
know
have
what
it
says, You're
anymore.
a part of it.
What was the complaint about? You're not saying what it is.
You
You're
You
not
know
going
what the
into
complaint was about
information.
because you helped write it.
Yes, it was a
I
harassment
didn't write a
complaint
complaint.
by the town clerk against her.
Oh, all right. We've not heard that before.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
believe
yeah,
in
right.
Santa Claus too.
No, the public has not heard of that.
The public hasn't heard of what I have in my
That-
hand.
that-
Well, if you
complaint.
came to town board meetings, you would have heard about it.
No, because
2
it
years.
was done in
Second.
executive session. So now all this is being aired out of executive session. It's quite concerning.
It's
That-
quite
No, it
concerning
isn't,
that we've
because the
been sitting on this for
confidentiality
months.
is based on my having confidentiality in the matter, and I'm waiving that because
Those
This is
individuals that
outrageous.
were interviewed were told that it was
What
confidential.
are we to do? What have you decided we are gonna, action we are going to take?
Well, it seems to me that the taxpayers of Cohocton should not pay $6,000 when 3 other taxpayers were scrutinized and talked about and never knew about it, and it came out in a report. And it was, I can't see the taxpayers wanting to pay that kind of money for something that had nothing to do with the original complaint. Had nothing to do with it.
It just blows my mind. If it was, she was to do confidential interviews of whoever she thought she
Okay,
needed to
I'm
interview.
stopping this is a discussion between the board. And you did get a copy of it, Cheryl, because it was just said that
But
you all
not
were
a second
mad.
one. Jeff's talking about a second one. You said there's a second one.
There's the additional findings. You got that.
He says
It was
there's,
sent to everybody.
I have a motion on the table.
And a second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Jan?
Jan, are you voting?
Hmm?
Are you voting?
No, I'm voting no.
Are you through with the abstract? Question, Cheryl?
Judy, you didn't state that the motion carried?
The motion carried. There's gonna be a lawsuit about it.
You're right.
Approval of the abstract? Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who made the first motion?
Judy? We did receive a bid for the dump truck, I believe.
Oh.
There was only one bid. For the 2005 Sterling for $19,111 by John Shoemaker, Shoemaker's Dairy Ops LLC. 19,111.
We have a 15,000 minimum bid, so that's over the minimum bid. I'll make the motion, we accept the bid.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do you know what he was expecting to get out of it?
We had a minimum $15,000 bid. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Back to Barry's trucks. The yellow plow truck is working. He does not expect it to last very long. He would seriously like us to consider the state bid on the pickup that would have the new plow on it, and he feels that we probably could get 5,000 out of the dump truck right now while it's running, and he's thinking 8 to 10 for his current pickup. The state bid is $34,075. And he would just have the one truck then, not the two trucks.
So has he approached this dealer to see about the trade-ins? With a quote for the trade-ins?
Well, he thought we'd be better off, and so does Richie, selling the trucks outright right now. I don't know, Jan, if you talked to him, if they were gonna take the plow off the yellow and keep that, Richie, I don't know, there's been
I didn't
discussion
ask.
about that, but I don't know that for sure.
I think it says on there that he was gonna take the plow off, but read it and see.
Yeah. The issue being, if you don't get an order in for a truck, we're probably not gonna get this till late fall to begin with. So he might have a problem plowing.
And you're dividing it 3 ways?
We would, yeah.
We don't see many of these on the road.
And that price is only for a white truck, a colored truck is $500. He doesn't want the white, but he's,
I'll make a motion that we purchase off the state contract for Barry for the $34,075. The contract's still in place, cause this is a March. Judy, do you know?
yeah, I believe because that was an early, they could only get the bid out of Ford, and that will be the state now bid.
Do you wanna, go ahead and advertise for those now?
No, we
So
can't, because
that
he has
it's-
to drive.
But I
the
mean,
truck.
so that when it comes, then it's already done, that he can go right ahead and advertise for it?
Oh,
we
you
gotta
mean
wait.
just put that in the motion, oh, yeah, that's great. So we would do those sealed bids for the two trucks?
Mm-hmm.
Or would we wait to see?
With or without the plow.
I thought we said we were keeping the plow.
Yeah, I think we're keeping the plows.
So as soon as he gets the other one, he can go right ahead and we can do a sealed bid for it for that meeting date.
Are these 2 different motions? One for this, it's all in the same
All
motion?
the same, cause we won't know when it comes.
You made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Any further discussion? favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do you wanna talk about Oil Hollow? And Greg Mellenbacher was supposed to come, but obviously he's not here. So we'll just,
Briefly, maybe, just to bring everybody up to date, I would prefer to have a real conversation, either when Mr. Mellenbacher appears, he said he would be here tonight, or he writes a letter to the town board.
okay.
But I can just do a real quick summary of what he and I talked about. Excuse me. I have a little map here, which is helpful, but I'm not sure everybody can see it. After last month's meeting, Tayana sent a copy of the town board's resolution declaring a qualified abandonment down to the Steuben County Highway Department. And they're required by law to have a public hearing on the qualified abandonment. I had some correspondence by email with a couple of fellows at the Highway Department, thinking that maybe the property, or the part of the road to be abandoned was not correctly described. And one of the fellows sent me a map.
I think he's coming in now.
Oh,
He was
right.
coming in with maps.
Oh,
Looked like somebody was walking in with a bunch of,
maybe it's Greg, you think? Yes, it is.
Oh,
Perfect timing.
he's got maps.
He's got maps.
they might be bigger.
Sorry.
They might be bigger.
That's not good when they say perfect
Looks a
timing.
little bit bigger.
The police are here to take you. We're
Oh, you're
discussing,
going over
yeah,
that now?
yeah.
We just started.
Would you like to see some maps or no?
Yeah, I just got this little one.
He's got better
So
tax
basically,
maps
it's the-
than
I'm
we
sorry?
would. I said, he's got better tax maps than we would.
Yeah,
Ah. Basically, it's the portion of Campbell Road that's in the town of Cohocton, and the portion of Oilwall Hollow from 3363 Oilwall Hollow southwest to the intersection of Campbell.
where's Oil Well
This is-
Hollow?
That's on the other side of the road. This was the old lake now. This will make it a lot easier. So this section is Oilwell Hollow. This was abandoned years ago, this section here. I don't know if it was ever
It used to
legally
be
abandoned.
Oil Well Hollow?
Used to be, correct. I don't know if it was ever legally abandoned, but
It's not there now.
it's not passable. So, Campbell Road starts here in town of Cohocton and ends up here. This great lot line is the town of Cohocton and town of Wayland line. So you can see where that intersection right there at the top of the hill, that road ends in the town of Cohocton right here. So this portion of Campbell Road from where it meets Oilwell Hollow Road to the town of Cohocton Township line. That section and Oilwell Hollow from here down to 3363.
3363 being what?
That's,
The
My-
street number or address?